Episode of the GW Recap. We're back at the near month layoff. GW's back in action. Hosting Dayton tonight at the Smith Center, and obviously coming in, being off that long. Russ was most definitely a concern when it came to GW, and it showed. And it showed greatly. Dayton jumped on them from the beginning. Jumping up to 18-7 lead and kept the pressure on, and then take their foot off their neck and wound up beating GW handedly, 83-58. GW drops to 4-9. Dayton improves to 9-6. GW is led by Joe Bamisile, who had an outstanding game. Game high, 25 points to 10-18 shooting, 2 of 6 from 3, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, with 6 rebounds and 3 assists and 4 steals. Great all-around effort from Bamisile, and also their freshman sensation, Brayon Freeman, who's playing at a level way beyond what you expect from a freshman this season. Came in off the bench and posted 17 points on 5 and 9 shooting from deep, handed out 5 assists and had 2 steals. To win. Dayton was led by Malachi Smith. I'm gonna get to him more later in this recap. Another freshman point guard at A10 that the A10 better keep an eye on. He's gonna be around for a long time, giving teams headaches. Smith finished with 13 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals on 6 of 12 shooting from the field. Toumani Camara, their leading scorer, he finished with 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 blocks. DaRon Holmes, their freshman center inside, finished with 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists and 2 blocks. Elijah Weaver, the sniper from outside, finished with 12 points and 3 assists on 5 of 7 shooting from the field, 2 of 3 from deep. And Mustafa Amzil added 10 points, 6 rebounds on 4 of 6 shooting, 1 of 1 from 3. It was just a balanced attack offensively from Dayton. They were the more physical team. They were the more aggressive team. They were more in sync on both ends. And, they executed pretty much flawlessly. We could say Russ contributed to GW's troubles on both ends, but it had more to do with what Dayton was doing. Their defensive effort tonight was just outstanding. They pressured full court for most of the game with a full court trap, press, and then went back into at times a 1-3-1 zone and a 2-3 zone. And it just threw GW all off. It was hard for them to execute or whatnot. If it wasn't for Bamisile and Brayon Freeman just putting their head downs on occasion and making something happen, whether it was kicking it out to their teammates or one another, or just putting their head down and getting to the basket, scoring, or going 1-on-1, knocking down jumpers, it would have been an even uglier defeat. GW has work to do. Especially defensively. They were a step slow. They were consistently getting beat backdoor, especially, Ricky Lendo, their senior forward, who just had he had a game he would love to forget. 0 points, 6 rebounds in 28 minutes. They need more out of him, obviously. He's going up against a potential, all-conference forward in Camara, and a promising freshman at Holmes, and he thoroughly got outplayed. And I understand Dayton is the much bigger team, more experienced up front, longer even on the perimeter. They have a bunch of 6'6", 6'7" guys that can move and play, but at the same time, the physicality is what stood out. Dayton was more physical defensively, getting their body into GW. And on the boards, they out-rebounded GW 41-28. They owned the paint. They outscored GW in the paint 56-22. And, their bench was dominant. They outscored GW's bench 34-17. They held GW to 36% shooting from the field, 30% shooting from deep, and, and forced 14 turnovers, which isn't that bad, you know what I mean? But, it's not that bad. And to make matters worse, Dayton, the only negative that they possibly had, they turned the ball over 22 times, but they still almost won by 30 points. that just tells you the resistance from GW defensively was non-existent. They didn't feel them. They got whatever they wanted, and once they got into a rhythm, they didn't turn it off. Dayton, they shot 58% from the field, 50% from deep, and it was just a tidal wave that GW couldn't put away. Um, they need to get more contribution from guys across the board. Bishop, he had 12 points, but he was 5 of 16 shooting, had 4 turnovers, and he got outplayed by a freshman. Malachi Smith, I told you I was gonna get to him. He thoroughly controlled the game. He controlled the game like a true floor general is supposed to control the game. He got going early, and then once the defense kind of shifted to stopping him, he fed other guys. Especially Camara, Weaver, Amzil, and all those guys. It was just a balanced attack, and he didn't get rattled. They tried to pressure him full court with different players. Bishop, Brayon Freeman. They put Bamisile on him. It didn't matter. They put Adams on him. Didn't matter. He took his time, and he handled business. And it was impressive showing from a freshman, man. Look, Dayton is a totally different team from early in the season. As you expect, as you move forward in the season, you expect your team to grow, to get better, camaraderie, chemistry, everything to grow, execution to get better as you grow, especially as you head in a conference play. A-10 is no joke, and they look to be right up to speed as far as getting things in the right way. GW has to follow suit. It's not too late, obviously. They're just starting conference play. It's their first game of the month. Like I said, they have games they have to make up. But they got to get it together quickly, man, because it's going to get brutal. It's going to get brutal soon with the conference play. And they could look up by the end of January and just be like, and then possibly just be out of it. They would have to look forward to going on, a hell of a run in the tournament, the conference tournament, early March to possibly eye a tournament bid, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's a long ways from now. But GW's better than what they're showing, man, and what they're showing today. And they gotta get back in the lab and just get back to work, man. It's just as simple as that. So next up for GW, they play VCU Tuesday at 7 p.m. They will be at 9-4 VCU. Like I said, the road doesn't get easy. Tuesday at 7 p.m. Hopefully. There's no COVID health and safety protocol issues where they can play the games. Like I said, they've been out for a long time, and that contributed to it. After that, they will have a week off pretty much, and they will be back in the Smith Center to host George Mason, who's 7-6, in the early game. And then they get back on the road to play St. Joe's on the 19th at noon, Rhode Island the 22nd at 12:30 p.m., and St. Louis on the 26th at 8 p.m. and they close out this month against Fordham, hosting Fordham Sunday, January 30th at noon. So it don't get much easier, man. They have a lot of work to do, as I said. So, thanks for joining me, and see you soon.